The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. F&M calling for a commission of inquiry. And a Bahamian politician met with a drug dealer and a confidential source for U.S. law enforcement in Parliament in 2024. What's that all about? That's all straight ahead this morning as Morning Blend begins.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan. In a moment, DeQuesta Dean will be joining us. But first, it's time to talk about the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. And in the overnight Free National Movement, Chairman Dr. Dwight said yesterday that the heart and soul of our country is at stake as he called for a commission of inquiry to be held into allegations that Bahamian government officials and a high-ranking politician are complicit in a transnational multi-million-dollar drug trafficking scheme. Sands was reacting to a criminal complaint filed in the U.S. Southern District of New York on Friday, which alleged that a Bahamian politician met with a drug dealer and a cooperating source for U.S. law enforcement in Parliament on October 2024 to discuss a possible $30 million drug deal. The politician's name was not revealed in the U.S. court document. In the complaint, Michael Coleman, a special agent with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency, claimed that Jonathan Eric Gardner, a Bahamian who was one of the 11 passengers on a plane that crashed in waters off Florida on Election Day last week, was allegedly moving tons of cocaine through the Bahamas with the protection of Bahamian government officials and high-ranking politicians. It also alleged that Gardner owns a company that bids on Bahamian government-issued construction contracts, which he uses to launder his narcotics trafficking proceeds. Sands accused the Davis administration of bringing, quote, shame and embarrassment on the country yet again. And a Bahamian politician, in another story, a Bahamian politician met with a drug dealer and a confidential source for U.S. law enforcement in Parliament in 2024 to discuss a possible drug deal, according to a criminal complaint filed in the Southern District of New York in the U.S. on Friday. In a sworn affidavit, Michael Coleman, a special agent with the DEA, claimed that Jonathan Eric Gardner, a Bahamian man who was one of 11 passengers on a plane that crashed in waters off Florida on Election Day last week, was allegedly moving tons of cocaine through the Bahamas with the protection of Bahamian government officials and high-ranking politicians. In particular, the complaint referred to a specific politician whose name was redacted but was referred to as Politician 1. It also alleged that Gardner owns a business that bids on Bahamian government-issued construction contracts, which he uses to launder his narcotics trafficking proceeds. Gardner owns a business that Gardner uses, among other things, to bid on Bahamian government-issued construction contracts and launder his narcotics trafficking proceeds, Coleman's affidavit said. Coleman said he learned this information from one of the DEA's confidential sources who poses as associates of an international drug trafficking ring. And Attorney General Wayne Monroe said yesterday that no one is above the law, even if they are a sitting member of parliament in the government. He made the comments after fresh allegations connected to an unnamed Bahamian politician were detailed in a U.S. criminal complaint into a U.S. investigation into drug smuggling through the Bahamas into the U.S. He said, quote, "There are people who have been found guilty in any number of countries, the U.S., every country on the face of the earth for corruption," Monroe said when called for comment. It is a form of sin. It is a crime. The measure of a country is how you deal with it. The record of the Bahamas will show that we subject everyone to trial regardless of who you are, even if you are a sitting member of parliament, government. He said, quote, "One is subject to an open trial, so we are a country governed by the rule of law, just as our neighbor to the north and our neighbors in the south. If somebody is found to have transgressed the law applies to them equally, regardless of who you are." And Prime Minister Davis yesterday defended the large number of government appointments during a swearing-in ceremony for 9 government senators at Government House. He said, quote, "We need all hands on deck. We also need the best hands on deck. At the beginning of our last term, some questioned the need to grow the number of appointments of our administration. However, it is because we took the approach that we did that we were able to make the kind of progress that we did, which resulted in the vote of confidence the Bahamian people invested in us. Now that the task ahead is even greater, we must bring all the talents at hand to help us deliver on our commitments." Davis has named 29 people to cabinet, the largest ever. In international news, a federal court on Monday dismissed claims filed against OpenAI and its top executives by Elon Musk, who accused them of betraying a shared vision for it to remain a non-profit dedicated to guiding artificial intelligence's development for the good of humanity. The 9-person jury found Musk waited too long to file his lawsuit and missed a statutory deadline. After a 3-week trial, the jury deliberated less than 2 hours. Musk, the world's richest man, was the co-founder of OpenAI, which launched in 2015 and went on to create ChatGPT. After investing $38 million in its first year, Musk accused OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and his top deputy of shifting into a money-making mode behind his back. The jury served in an advisory role, but Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers accepted the verdict Monday as the court's own and dismissed Musk's claim. And the U.S. Senate confirmed President Donald Trump's pick to oversee the management of 250 million acres of public land on Monday, as the administration pushes ahead with more mining and drilling while reversing conservation plans. Former Congressman Steve Pierce will lead the Interior Department's Bureau of Land Management following Monday's 46-43 confirmation vote. Pierce's background as a Republican Party leader in New Mexico, known for supporting public land leasing and industry, made him a contentious pick. Democrats and environmental groups were strongly opposed. He attempted to assuage any fears during his February confirmation hearing by noting that he grew up on a family farm where conserving the land and water was a necessity. He said, quote, "The security and economic health of the country, especially the western states, rests squarely with the BLM. We can and must balance the different uses of public land. Local economies and future generations depend on us doing our job right. Take a look at sports now.
This is Sports Update.
An internal power struggle in the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association continues, and it's now affecting the players. The Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association's administration, led by President Perry Newton, has withdrawn the Bahamas' Davis Cup team from international competition. The team was in good standing, coming off a stellar run that ended with an unblemished 5-0 win-loss record during competition last year, earning promotion to the America's Zone Cup 3 for this year. The Davis Cup team members during that storybook run were Dante Umbrister, Denali Nottage, Michael Major Jr., and Kofi Bowe. Representing a group of tennis enthusiasts, former national team member Marvin Roll expressed displeasure with the current state of affairs. He said, quote, "We are disappointed and concerned by the decision that has led to the withdrawal of the Davis Cup team, as it removes an important opportunity from our young people and upcoming players." Roll said these athletes have worked hard to earn their place on the team, competing in tournaments and making significant sacrifices to qualify and represent the Bahamas. And Bahamian collegians win conference titles and medals. Bahamian collegiate athletes continue to excel, winning conference titles and medals and earning top finishes at various meets around the United States this past weekend. Over at the Big Ten Outdoor Track and Field Championship at the University of Nebraska's Track and Field Complex in Lincoln, Nebraska, Bahamian national record holder in the men's javelin Keyshawn Strachan, continued his stellar performance this season. The Nebraska Cornhuskers Jr. had a winning throw of 79.36 meters, 260 feet 4 inches to win the men's javelin competition on his home field. Nebraska teammate Tasha Stubbs, a freshman, competed in the women's javelin and had a best throw of 48.20 meters, 158 feet 2 inches to finish 10th overall. Zion Campbell, a junior for the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers, competed in the short sprints. He was disqualified in the heats of the men's 100 meters and finished 8th in the 200 meters in a wind-aided 20.67 seconds after running a wind-aided 20.44 seconds in the heats. And Bahamian defensive tackle Denzel Daxon has signed with the Toronto Argonauts to play in the Canadian Football League following a brief stint in the National Football League. The Crooked Island native was picked up by the Argonauts after being selected in the second round of the CFL Global Draft. He was signed along with 2026 draftees Tyreek Quason, a wide receiver, and Louis-Philippe Gauthier, a defensive back. The team is looking for a much-needed facelift after completing last season with a dismal 5-13 win-loss record. Daxon, who's 27, spent 2 seasons in the NFL, earning play time with the Dallas Cowboys and Arizona's. And sports overseas. Victor Wembanyama had 41 points and 24 rebounds. Dylan Harper finished with 24 points and a team playoff record 7 steals. And the San Antonio Spurs beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 122-115 in a double overtime classic to open the Western Conference Finals Monday night. Wembanyama sealed it with a pair of dunks in the final minute, one of them leading to a 3-point play as the Spurs stole home court advantage and beat the Thunder for the 5th time in 6 meetings this season. Stephen Castle had 17 points, Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson each scored 13, and Julian Champagny added 11 for the Spurs, who were with De'Aaron Fox because of ankle stiffness. And for the soccer fan, Pep Guardiola's record-year tenure at Manchester City might be coming to a close, according to reports in the British media. City wouldn't comment on stories from outlets, including national broadcaster the BBC and the Daily Mail, that Guardiola is expected to leave the club at the end of this season. He has a year left on his contract. Enzo Maresca, the former Chelsea manager who was previously assistant to Guardiola at City, is the leading contender to take over, according to the BBC. There was no immediate response from Maresca's representatives when contacted by the Associated Press. Guardiola, who has won 17 major trophies at City since arriving in English soccer in 2016, has repeatedly been asked in recent weeks whether he would be staying at City beyond this season. That's sports, and that's the overnight time for your first look at today's weather. And in today's weather, your general situation, a mid to upper level disturbance lingering just to the east of the Northern Territories will maintain a wet and active weather pattern across most areas for today. Expect less activity over the northern Bahamas due to a pocket of dry air hindering rain chances through the period. At the surface, a broad Atlantic ridge will steer moderate to fresh easterly breezes across the Bahamas through tonight. A severe weather watch is in effect for the islands of the central and southeast Bahamas. The public is urged to remain updated on all severe weather warnings issued by the Bahamas Department of Meteorology. The upper-level disturbance will meander in the vicinity of the Bahamas, with its center drifting across the northern and northwest Bahamas by midweek before being nudged once again over Atlantic waters on Friday. High pressure will gradually build into the area by the weekend, with occasional streaming showers in the easterly wind regime continuing through to next week. In special weather notes, there is a moderate risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas during heavy or prolonged rainfall periods, particularly across portions of the northwest, central, and southeast Bahamas. There is a moderate to high risk of rip currents on all east coast and Atlantic coastal waters of the island chain. Swimmers are advised to exercise caution when entering the waters. Your weather outlook for the northern Bahamas: partly sunny today, turning mostly fair tonight. A 10 to 30% with possible thunderstorms. Winds easterly at 15 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature today, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Your low, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, turning partly cloudy tonight. A 20 to 40% chance of showers with thunderstorms. Winds easterly at 15 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, weather partly cloudy to cloudy. A 40 to 60% chance of showers with thunderstorms. Winds east to southeast at 15 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the southeast Bahamas, weather partly cloudy to cloudy, a 30 to 50% chance of showers with thunderstorms. Winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts. Your degrees Fahrenheit, your low 79 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your weather for today. More weather coming up later in the show. But when we come back, we're discussing some of the day's top stories. That's when Morning Blend continues here on Guardian Radio 96.9, home of fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100. If you're done with gas prices burning a hole through your wallet, stop paying the price and start driving the solution. A BV from Easy Car Sales comes with an 80% drop in your fuel costs. So wave goodbye to gas lines and charge while you sleep. For 8 years, drivers like you have been breaking up with the pump and waking up to freedom. It's more than a car. It's a new way to be. It's a BYD. From the one and only authorized dealer in the Bahamas. Visit easy242.com to learn more.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
When it comes to hearts at Cleveland Clinic, you can't miss a beat. You seek the best care possible, work with the brightest minds, and leave no stone unturned to get to the heart of the matter. Because understanding is always the first step to overcoming. For every heart in the world, see how we're advancing the future of heart care at Cleveland Clinic today.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way.
Good morning. Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Chester Robards filling in for Dwight Strachan, who's taking a little post-election break. Anyway, welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Guardian Radio is all over Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Joining me now, Duquessadine.
Good morning, Chester. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Awesome. Good morning, Bahamas. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, indeed.
Happy 1 week since election.
Right? And boy, oh boy. Anyway.
Well, I'm sure we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Boy, oh boy. You can join our conversation today. Tweet us at MorningBlend969 or follow the hashtag MorningBlend. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Leave your comments and read what others are saying about the topics on the show. You can email us at morningblend@nascar.com, or you can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Text us at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Standard text rates do apply. You can call us 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Or you can call us toll-free from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. Also coming up this morning, more weather and traffic, and we have business news and business at 9 a.m. But first, it's time to talk about what's in the news. And in the news, it's all about Gardner. And someone told me yesterday, Duquesne, you're going to you're going to hear the name Gardner a lot. And I was like, yeah, it seems so. So here we are in day 2. Day 2 of hearing Gardner's name. Jonathan Eric Gardner was on the flight that crashed election day somewhere. I can't say that where I got some information from, but while the U.S. authorities say they go beach, apparently they might not have, but who knows?
Really? That's interesting.
Anyway, but it doesn't make sense, right? If you're flying from Abaco to Freeport, how you get up there?
Exactly.
How you get up there?
How you got up there? That was my first question.
The Gulf Stream take you all the way up there? Take your lifeboat all the way up there? Maybe. Hey, you never know. Maybe.
I mean, you could sneeze and be in Grand Bahama.
Yeah, maybe the lifeboat drift up there. Who knows? We'll see. But this is unfortunately, like you said, 1 week since election. This is a bit of a stain in the early first week of the new PLP administration. Mostly because Gardner was on a flight that was chartered by a PLP MP now for West Grand Bahama. And also we have the DEA agents who in their in planes that Gardner met with a government minister. And not just met with a government minister, met in the House of Assembly.
Was it Gardner or was it the
it was
DEA
it was the
posing?
DEA agent. Yeah,
posing. Yeah, but I mean, Gardner had a whole $30,000 stash on him with the politician name on the envelope, so that there is interesting.
Right. So we have 3 stories related to this in the paper today, in the Nassau Guardian, but the Tribune has a story. Again, here we go, starting off on the wrong foot. The big headline in the Tribune, MP, no comment right now, buddy. I hope that's a quote. It is a quote. So let me read that. The MP said to have chartered the election day flight that crashed into the ocean with convicted cocaine smuggler Jonathan Blair Gardner aboard declined to answer questions yesterday, saying only no. It would have been okay. It would have been okay if the buddy didn't just trail that sentence. Anyway, when told there were serious questions about how Gardner, now in custody in the United States, came to be aboard the flight, Kingsley Smith, the PLP MP for West Grand Bahama, said, quote, "We will get to that at some point." Okay. The story says he would
What do you mean at some point?
Yeah, the story says he would not elaborate. His refusal to explain the flight leaves unanswered basic questions about who the plane was chartered for, who chartered it, why it was chartered on election day, and how Gardner came to be allegedly found with $30,000 among the passengers rescued from the downed aircraft. Mr. Smith, who served as parliamentary secretary in the first day of his administration after winning the West Grand Bahama Bimini by-election, has not been named among the ministers or ministers of state announced so far in the new administration. So, you got that. You got the story. The Free National Movement calling for a commission of inquiry. Then, the Nassau Guardian has the story about the criminal complaint that's been filed against Gardner. And then we have Attorney General now, Wayne Monroe, who's saying that no one is above the law, and even if they're a sitting member of parliament in the government, the story says he made the comments after fresh allegations connected to an unnamed Bahamian politician were detailed in a U.S. criminal complaint into a U.S. investigation into drug smuggling through the Bahamas into the U.S. And he goes on to say there are people who've been found guilty in any number of countries, the U.S., every country on the face of the earth for corruption, Monroe said when called for comment. It is a form of sin. This says it is a form sin. It is a crime. The measure of a country is how you deal with it. The record of the Bahamas will show that we subject everyone to trial regardless of who you are, a sitting member of parliament, of government. Fine, good. Let's stop right there. Because this whole situation has been going on in terms of this bit of stain the country has been getting over allegations of drug smuggling and high-ranking officials since, I don't even remember what year it was. Has it been 2 years now? 3?
Since the Penland era.
Well, since then. But I'm talking about the Davis-led administration has had to deal with that.
Yeah.
The police officers who were arrested and charged.
Yeah.
They've had to deal with that. And there have been unanswered questions that they have said themselves they would look into and get back to the Bahamian people. And here they are in a second term after a whole general election and still no answers to those questions. And while I respect what Wayne Monroe is saying about people being found guilty, I mean, we know that. We know that people have been found guilty. We know that Bahamians have been arrested. What we don't see and have not seen, and apparent given that the government has not gotten back to the Bahamian people about that first group of people who were arrested recently, is Bahamian politicians seem to be immune.
Yes.
And that's what we want to get to the bottom of.
Yeah.
Because if a Bahamian politician is named and is, as people are saying, bringing shame upon the country, then that needs to be dealt with. And you can't have MPs, and I don't care if they're in their first day or first hour, talking about no comment right now, buddy. Buddy,
I guess his position on it is he don't want to splatter egg on his face by saying something, but he should have been prepared for a question like that, considering he chartered the flight. Like, how did this person get on this flight? He should have been prepared for that. And then Chester too, like Wayne Monroe, everybody knows that he is great at, he has a great legal mind and he is good at executing in his role. So I am hoping that there is more persecution and accountability and the pursuit of these corrupt people under his tenure as Attorney General, and leaving a legacy of truly using that position to clean up. Yes, he has been appointed by the PLP government, but like he says, like no one should be above the law. These people go into the States getting arrested, sharing all kind of information. They're incarcerated, and the people here can't be incarcerated and can't stay in jail for any length of time. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. It's just this whole idea that there might be a government official having conversations with these kinds of people in the government buildings, no less.
Right. Right. In the House, in Parliament.
Yep. And don't hear anything about it. It's almost as if I think we should be hearing from the government about this on a weekly basis. Here's an update. This is the update. Here's what we're going to do.
At least a statement, though.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there should be a statement issued now. Like, this person, I mean, it's all over the newspapers. So they should be making a statement about unacceptable actions, or this our government doesn't, whatever. And, and if you were the MP, you're probably shaking in your shoes now if this is really true.
Oh, I hope so.
You understand?
Some of these people so bold.
They need to address whoever this MP is and release him from his duties, because they know. Right. However many of them are involved. Let them go.
Well, the story says the name is redacted, and it only refers to them as Politician 1.
Right.
So, hey, nobody is guilty until proven guilty, but if these kinds of things are happening, this kind of person does not need to be in the government. And it needs to be said by the Prime Minister.
Exactly. As the leader.
Yeah.
His voice should be heard on this matter. Right? Not Latrey, not like, a communication.
Right.
He, listen, we just got a new term in office and we are serious about our business. This sort of thing is not, come out and say something, because you're in a shaky position right now.
Yeah. But the problem is, he said something on the last case, and we haven't gotten any information. He said, we're gonna go to to the U.S. authorities and find out who this person is. But I'm pretty sure we never got an answer, or a satisfying answer, satisfactory answer. So here we are again. And how long are you going to let this one drag on? That is the question. Calls for a commission of inquiry. I don't know. I get that might be one of the strongest ways to get information at the moment, but do we need it? I don't think so. I think we need to hear from the Prime Minister. I think this is one of the first things he needs to tackle as the newly re-elected Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And not let a day go by until the Bahamian people get an answer about what this is all about. And heads need to roll.
Exactly. Show you're serious. Show you're serious that you're not gonna misuse these 5 years. Show you're serious that we're not gonna tolerate this sort of behavior.
And in the next elections.
Exactly.
So you got to be serious about this. I mean, people are concerned. Bahamians are concerned.
Show us, in speaking with a full vote, one of the common theme is there too, that nothing is going to change. And then secondly, that the people who benefit and make their cronies and families rich while the average person, nothing in their life changes. And so with that information, the Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition, whoever, you have information now that tells you what we need to do to change the minds of people who have this belief, and that is full transparency in every aspect of governance.
Right.
Holding this government to full accountability, and not from an argumentative point of view, but from a disclosure, and this is the information that people need to know, so it isn't combative, but you use the information that the voters are giving you.
Yeah. And please don't come on the TV or the radio, wherever you're going to come to have a conversation with us and make this out to be some small thing. Portion. This is not small, and this is when it's not overblown. Like Dwayne Sands said, this is bringing shame on the country. Not that we're not known for like you said, it's well documented. But anyway, we don't want to be that today, right? And the fact remains that this gentleman got government contracts through a company that he says he didn't have any stake in, but apparently did. This country is too small, too very small, for people to pretend like they don't know who is who and what who does in their free time around here. Let's take this call coming in. Yeah, good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, good morning, Chester.
Hey, good morning.
And that's Deandra?
No, that's Duquesa.
Duquesa, sorry. Yeah, good morning, Duquesa.
Good morning, good morning.
Yeah. Believe that, the reason why we in the Bahamas, right, finding ourselves inside these situations where everything is so surprising and people, like you just indicated, pretending that, they know I have wings, but I have some clothes covering up, so I ain't tell nobody he can fly, right? We just love to pretend in this country, right? And I believe one of the greatest things for that is our freedom of information, because if we had a way of finding out things that couldn't been easily hidden, right? Then possibly our leaders then would have, guard their actions a little bit more, a little bit more carefully. But see, when you can have leaders who could boldly tell you, if you could find that, I'll give you this, right? Because they are boasting that the fact that they have this thing so locked down that the regular Joe Blow really find the information, right, that they are looking for, because there's no avenue for looking, or for finding information in this country. And this is why these our leaders continue to do these things to us, right? Because what we're supposed to be fighting for is things that secures the sovereignty of the Barbers. But they taught the Bahamians them to be fighting for things like bikes and contracts and jobs and positions and things like that. And anytime a nation, in my view, could be that distracted, right? We going down as a people because, the most important things is not the most important things to the people. You know what I'm saying, Chester?
Yeah.
Right? And so, until I believe the Bahamian people start really demonstrating to whoever is of today, right? Because the governments of today over the years is proven that it really doesn't matter who they are, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the result. And this is simply because, again, in my view, that they are not interested in divulging information readily to the Bahamian people, so they have to keep hiding. Everybody knows this man. Eric Gardner, just like how everybody knew 90 Knowles. But they'll be pretending in this country like, these people just drop out of the sky. Guys, have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you. It's what I've termed my good child syndrome. Nobody's guilty. Nobody has problems around here. Everybody child good around here.
No, and even when they have problems, it's not taking accountability. It's because of that person did that. It's because of that. Take responsibility for yourself, man.
Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
We have a lot of people who are saying that we should not be washing our dirty linen in the public, but it appears as if there's a washing machine that's proxy by all the washing and rinsing, and I just think we need to now put these dirty linen on the line to dry. If the Prime Minister doesn't speak on this matter within a couple of hours, I would say, it begs one to wonder how complicit he might be. Could I get away with that? Okay.
You say it begs. It begs.
But you didn't
you
say
could
it.
beg. You could beg all you want.
You're right. But so I am just waiting for the Prime Minister, who was so hurried to become leader, to lead now. Don't just come with this stuttering jargon that got you where you are. It's time to put your foot on this and prove that you're not a part of it. Because it appears as though we elected a drug cartel. Anyway, I better stop.
I don't know about that. Let's take this next call coming in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Morning, DeQuesta. When we consider how quiet the Prime Minister himself has been on this matter, and all we know is that it's the high government official. For what I could determine, it could even be him, because it's just so funny that everyone's just so quiet on this matter, and this is nothing to be quiet about. This is something very, very serious, and this is one of those situations where you can't just sweep this under the rug and act as though nothing happened, nothing's going on, and it's just business as usual. This nonsense has got to stop. This is just ridiculous, and it seems as though our government has lost its way. You got drug dealers in Parliament now. Come on, man, this is ridiculous.
Well,
that's what I want to say.
Thank you. We don't know that anybody's a drug dealer in Parliament.
Wait, but hold on. Chester. He said now. So he said.
Okay. Again, I don't know of any politician who's ever been put for anything related to drugs and sent to jail. Do you?
No, I haven't.
In 50 years?
No.
I know the Commission of Inquiry gave us very interesting insight into things, but I don't think anybody's gone to court and gone to jail.
I mean, when our politicians go to court for, I mean, these court cases just don't ever end anyway. They just go on forever and ever and ever.
The song that doesn't end.
Yeah.
Let's read some of these text messages quickly. Hey, Chester, now we know why the government or civil aviation did not give a statement on the plane crash election day. The civil aviation did, though, I think. Okay. God don't sleep. I was going to say the same thing. He allowed the plane crash to expose the corruption. Well, these guys go to church a lot, and I hope they realize God don't sleep. Chester, we've heard so much stuff about drugs and our armed thing happened. Same old, same old. This one is no different. These people aren't honorable. In England, these folks would step down if involved in scandal. Absolutely. And the thing about it is, you bring up an interesting point, because we've heard so much stuff about drugs in our armed forces and MPs, and it really don't have anything to do with our, even though some people assist. Some local people assist, but we're not the ones who making the arrest, not the big arrests.
We're not leading. Exactly.
No.
Exactly. What does that mean?
What does it say?
What does that mean?
What does it say? This person says, do people really believe Wayne Monroe will prosecute a PLP MP? Well, it's not up to him, though. How long the Adrian Gibson case has been going on? The only way justice will be served is if the United States gets a hold of our politicians like they did Gardner and others and put them before a federal judge, or maybe
That's sad.
Or maybe pull a Maduro move on the Bahamas. I don't think they'll do that.
That's sad. That's sad. But it actually is more insight, because here it is. People are again essentially saying nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. This person says Bahamians are delusional as statement of clarity on this shameful situation when we can't even get a Freedom of Information Act passed. It's obvious they know all Bahamians do is talk and complain, no action, so they act and do as they please because there's zero accountability in this country regarding political leaders. Okay. This person says, Chester, you keep calling alleged corruption a stain on this PLP administration. It's not a stain, it's a feature. Wow. Well, I didn't say that. It was.
Oh, wow. Not a feature. Wow.
That's deep. This person says, knowing this, they still appointed the politician to a portfolio. Did they? We don't know. We don't know who it is. This person says, how can...
everybody got an appointment.
Well, close to everybody, right? How can the PM attack this when, by the looks of things, he is quite familiar with Mr. Gardner? I don't know what the familiarity is. Good morning, Chester and guests. You really believe our Prime Minister doesn't know who it is? He would be the first person they say something to. Maybe? I don't know. We need to know. What was all this text message? Jeez. This person says, I believe there is more than filing for the PM and others to know exactly who this individual is and for someone to be publicly requested by the police commissioner to come in for questioning and be charged today. Well, what's interesting is they should know around when this conversation happened in the House. And if they have records of video records, etc., in the House of Assembly, I'm sure they could see who was having conversations with who inside the House. So,
I mean, if they wanted to touch it.
And what's interesting about what people are saying about freedom of information, who knows if they would allow this, but in the U.S., if you want body cam footage from the police, you put in a freedom of information request, which is why we have so much body cam video out on the road and the internet. And you justify why it's important to be public knowledge, and they give it to you. And so wouldn't it be great if we could put in a Freedom of Information Act request and get your footage from the House of Assembly and do our own work from 2024 and do our own work, right? Yeah. But we don't have that freedom. Yep. For instance, Chester, I've lost faith in the PLP and this government. All PLP supporters whom I have spoken to on this issue just keep saying the U.S. is corrupt and need to stay out of our business. They never see anything wrong.
Wow.
You said friends? No, you said PLP supporters. Who you know? Okay.
I mean, if the PRP wants to turn their image around, honestly, Chester, this is a great opportunity to do it. This is a great opportunity to come out the box and say, because obviously the name was redacted, that means it was called, right? I'm sure they have some idea, but they could use this as a valuable PR opportunity to show we are not tolerating blah blah blah. But you could only do that when you have clean hands too.
That's right. Park the bus, take that person off it, put them in front of it, and then go hit the gas. Get rid of that person. And you say to that person, well, you having these conversations, even if you don't even ever go to court, we can't have you right now here in this place.
Exactly.
So, let's try and take some more calls before we have to go to a break, and we'll try and get back to the text messages. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. Good morning.
Yes, sir. I am a Marine, and it's quite obviously that we have a real problem in this country. And why I say that, when we when we are ordered not to go to a vessel, and we know for sure that this vessel is doing something out of the way, but as soon as we call it in, not to go and board this vessel, if it don't be for the U.S. involvement, we cannot touch any of these boats, and that's a crying shame. I know we are on the sea night and day, but as soon as we try to go and board these vessels, we are ordered not to touch these boats, not to go about, not to go nowhere around the boat, and it's a crying shame. And I am a Marine that is fed up with the system. The system is corrupt. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then they'll say the defense force isn't doing their job. But how do you prevent people from enforcing the law? How do you listen to me?
Well, this is, but what he's saying, I mean, we don't know who he is or anything, but what he's saying is exactly what was said in that indictment that we saw in the last administration, that there were collusions with the defense force and drug smugglers, and they would tell them, they try to throw off the U.S. authorities and say, yeah, this is not where you say it is, or this is whatever they were doing, and trying to help these smugglers. So it's going on, and there, if that call was true, we have Marines who are fed up with it and want to see it changed, and Bahamians want to see it changed. So what are you going to do, government? Let's take this next call.
Hello.
Hi, good day.
Hey, good morning to Chester and Degressa.
Good morning.
Chester, you moved ahead of the class because I like how you really showed their lack of desire to be clear or make clear these type of scenarios, right? When you talk about the video footage within the House of Assembly, we could use phone records, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So the victim, the guy that was caught, that was rescued, he has a cell phone. He had 3 cell phones. Of course, they would be scrutinized, right?
Yeah.
And so, the chips may fall where they may, right, without no delay. But the thing is, we live in, all of these things are an illusion, and we are delusional, us Bahamians. I just trying to be a little jokey here because we the media has been dismissing, and everything is alleged, even as it relates to the police officers, law enforcement, the defense force, etc. I read the Commission of Inquiry, but as a young man, here's one of the things I remembered. All right, this is in the newspaper. Go in the archives. Don't blame me. It said where the commandant of the defense force, they were found to be communicating. They had VHF and UHF, whatever that means. They were able to communicate with plane and boat. And this is one of the things that was stressed. Officers were moving kilos from the exhibit, putting back flour, et cetera, et cetera. These are the things I observed. These are the things that were written. But nobody was bitten. The word of the day is, guess what? Guess what the word of the day is, Degressa? Irreparable. Corruption is irreparable. I've been living too long and hearing about it. But the thing is, a young man on the streets with his hair in comb who's passing off a half bag is carrying the bad man tag. But the thing is, it's sickening. But the thing is, it's not about corruption. It's the desire to curtail it or impede it. And one of the things I have known and seen that there's no desire because you don't. One of the things Trinidad, as much as they talk about some of these other places, what they did was they asked you to document your assets. And so we can't document our assets, but you, with the picky ear assets, if they find you with a couple of dollars in your pocket, this is the proceeds of this and the proceeds of that. And so, with people having 10 cars, houses, and apartments that they can't give an account for or an amount for, why are you trying to, you know what I mean? And so I think Lang had clarified that the freedom of the information has been enacted, but the mechanisms to enforce it or whatever it is, the little whatever, hasn't been implemented,
Right,
et cetera,
yeah.
et cetera. So this also shows a desire. You know what I mean? But liar, liar, catch a fire. But the thing is, God is doing these revelations, It's not us, If you have a wife and you're cheating on her, you don't think you'll be caught? Yeah, I was caught cheating on my girlfriend. You keep lying to them, they will find out. Some things are beyond our control. Give thanks.
All right. Yeah. Let's try and take one more call before we got to go to our break. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, special day. Pleasant day to
Yes,
you
sir.
all. I think, first of all, I want to dismiss the myth that Guardian Radio is the anti-PLP station. It's okay, so it's a station for information and the rest of it. Now, I want to know when will the expiration for the 25 years on or conclusion of the gaming regulations, when does it expire? So when the new one will be needed?
I think it's expired already.
It was expired?
I think so.
The 25 years already gone. Oh, my.
No. It was 10. Was it? I don't think it was 20.
Pardon?
Was it 25? I don't remember at the moment.
Yeah, so I want to know, just in case, whether it's an emergency coming up. Also, I want to say that this government is a government of a second chance.
Yeah.
And because you notice that they appoint.
So use it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and last but not least, I want to know what has become of Mr. Cartwright, Senator Cartwright, the deputy leader of the opposition, because I want to know if he was sidelined or whether the party is in.
I guess we'll see in the coming days. Sir, we got to go to the news break, and we'll return on the next side. Thanks for the call.
My little boy say, Pa, I never see that kind of car. How come them rich white people stop in here? I say, boy, they coming out the woodwork just like wood. Everybody catching politics like
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And now at 8:17, it's time for your final look at today's weather. A severe weather watch is now in effect for the islands of the central and southeast Bahamas. The public is urged to remain updated on all severe weather warnings issued by the Department of Meteorology. The general situation amid to upper level disturbance lingering just to the east of the Northern Territories will maintain a wet and active weather pattern across most areas for today. Expect less activity over the northern Bahamas due to a pocket of dry air hindering rain chances throughout the period. At the surface, a broad Atlantic ridge will steer moderate to fresh easterly breezes across the Bahamas through tonight. The upper level disturbance will meander in the vicinity of the Bahamas, with its center drifting across the northern and northwest Bahamas by midweek, before being nudged once again over Atlantic waters on Friday. High pressure will gradually build into the area by the weekend, with occasional streaming showers in the easterly wind regime continuing through to next week. There is a moderate risk of flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas during heavy or prolonged rainfall periods, particularly across portions of the northwest, central, and southeast Bahamas. There is a moderate to high risk of rip currents on all east coast and Atlantic coastal waters of the island chain. Swimmers are advised to exercise caution when entering the waters. For the northern Bahamas, weather partly sunny today, turning mostly fair tonight. A 10 to 30% chance of showers with possible thunderstorms. Winds easterly at 15 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature today, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Your low, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, turning partly cloudy tonight. A 20 to 40% chance of showers with thunderstorms. Winds easterly at 15 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, weather partly cloudy to cloudy, a 40 to 60% chance of showers with thunderstorms. Winds east to southeast at 15 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 79 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, weather partly cloudy to cloudy, a 30 to 50% chance of showers with thunderstorms. Winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature today 88 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Your tropical weather outlook: at this time the tropics remain quiet and tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 7 days. In your extended outlook, your forecast for Wednesday, expect a mix of sun and clouds. For the northwest, central, and southeast Bahamas, a 30 to 50% chance of widely scattered showers with thunderstorms possible. Elsewhere, a 20 to 30% chance of isolated showers. Winds for the southeast Bahamas are east to southeast at 15 to 25 knots. Elsewhere, easterly at 15 knots with higher gusts. Your high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And your outlook for Thursday, expect a mix of sun and clouds. A 20 to 40% chance of showers, particularly along the eastern flank of the country, with the chance of thunderstorms over the southeast Bahamas. Winds for the southeast Bahamas are east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots. Elsewhere, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable. Your high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your final forecast, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Ready to refresh your space? Head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. And now it's time for your look at traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Sir Malabad Highway, very busy for you this morning. Traffic past the Fire Trail roundabout. Some traffic on Fire Trail growing there. Not as much as it could be at the moment. Gladstone Road, some traffic for you just before Munnings Road, but it seems to ease a little as you approach JFK Drive and get to the hill. At the top of the hill, you'll find the traffic starting again. JFK Drive eastbound, lots of traffic there as you pass the Gladstone Road roundabout, and continuing on toward the six-legged roundabout, you'll find a lot of traffic. Lots of traffic headed toward the six-legged roundabout. And Blue Hill Road and Carmichael Road, not too busy as you get onto Blue Hill Road from Carmichael, but the traffic there is starting to build up. Independence Drive, lots of traffic between the East Street roundabout and the Blue Hill Road roundabout with the Baked Chicken. Some traffic building westbound there as you approach the Baked Chicken. Lots of traffic on Robinson Road and Prince Charles as you approach the intersection at Marathon Road. That traffic starts around Beatrice Avenue, so you want to have some patience as you cross that intersection. Some traffic on Eastern Road as well as you approach Fox Hill Road headed westbound. Traffic backed up all the way to San Souci Road. Eases as you get towards Brigadoon Estates, and you should have a pretty decent commute until you pass Village Road, when you'll pick up some traffic again. Lots of traffic starting to build on West Bay Street as you approach the Saunders Beach roundabout. A little jammy there for the moment. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse. That's your traffic hotspots. Those are your traffic hotspots. And the traffic update brought to you by NUA Insurance, agents and brokers. Whether you prefer a face-to-face chat or handling things online, we've got you covered. Visit nuainsurance.com for an instant motor quote or stop by your nearest branch today.
Create your own at Wendy's, because now you can have whatever you like for only 99 cents each.
You can have whatever you like.
Add sizzling sausage, crisp applewood bacon, or succulent ham to any breakfast item. With over 11 breakfast items, there are so many possibilities for an additional 99 cents. Fulfill your craving for extra sausage, bacon, or ham on a platter or sandwich. Only at Wendy's. Remember to swipe or scan your digital rewards to earn free food.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot, NBTC, Games and More, John Bull, Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's, Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks, and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves.
Yes, real talk.
I'm not just saying this
Real talk.
to impress myself.
We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I gonna get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, and you'll surely find colour in every day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
We heard you. Due to the request for more time, the Tourism Development Corporation is extending the Student Innovation Pitch Competition. Final application deadline, May 23rd. Competition date, now June 6th at Bahamar Convention Center. If your age is 10 to 18 with a business idea, invention, or vision for the Bahamas, this is your moment. Green economy, blue economy, orange economy, up to $50,000 in grants up for grabs. Out Island youth, we need you in on this too. The Tourism Development Corporation wants to support you and our future.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up.
Good morning and welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with Duquesta Dean. Just continuing our discussion quickly before we have to switch gears.
Yeah, no.
Hey.
I want to say something very quickly because I think people live in Delulu land. Now, this election that we just witnessed, I heard the Prime Minister say that it was the people had a vote of confidence and that's why they returned the PLP to power.
Right.
And I want to speak to that very briefly because this election showed us a number of things. One, that this was not a vote of confidence by the people. There's no viable opposition. It showed the FNM that they need to regroup, do something, connect with people, go out there, get people to vote, blah, 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 blah. Some things need to change. And it showed that the COI is making some inroads. So the fact that the vast majority of people didn't show up to vote and you got back in is not a show of confidence. And if they don't change that attitude, they're going to go into the next 5 years doing the same caca that they did the previous 5 years. Let this be a lesson that things are changing. And it means, too, that the party has, yes, you got back in, but that doesn't mean that it's business as usual. What it means is I need to look like, did you read who moved my cheese? Look at the writing on the wall and use that to make changes within the party so that the next election you could truly get a vote of confidence because this wasn't it.
Yeah, well said. No, absolutely. I wanted to read a text message before we went to the news break. Someone texted saying that in 1989, Wilbert Moss, who was a sitting PLP MP, was charged and went to prison for trying to bribe a judge. So never say never. But there's one. But I mean,
what?
You're trying to bribe a judge. You might get in trouble. The judge can send you straight to jail. Anyway. I wanted to just try and get through these text messages. We got our guests in the studio waiting. This person says, good morning. Is this not the position of the AG to get on this? I don't understand what that says. I don't know what that text message says. We will cover up the politician and the drug dealer Gardner. So, well, Gardner can't get covered up right now. Good morning, Chester. Regard, Dwight Strachan. You said earlier Dwight is taking a break. Is he? Or is he on suspension from work? What?
Wait, what, Chester?
I don't know what this person's talking about.
They want to know where Dwight is? Oh,
Yeah.
You love Dwight so much. He's
Right.
resting, honey.
This person says contracts and paid kickbacks go hand in hand in the Bahamas. And now they are trying to place foreign affairs and immigration under one minister. Are they? Yeah, I don't know where immigration went. This person says, Chester, think back for a second. It seems as if every PLP term there are always sinister individuals associated with them. Say sinister. Chester, I am 60 this year and have never voted, so I think I am not biased in saying that although both parties have had corruption allegations, I personally think the PLP is tallest above all. Okay. Good morning, Chester. Progress on day one. Where is Latrey Ramming? I would love to hear his spin. Nation for sale again. Shame and embarrassment for the Bahamas again by the PLP. Suck my teeth. Okay. This person says, how did that plane miss Grand Bahama and ended up in waters? That plane could make a U-turn and divert to Andros or Chub Key. That flight was strange. Yeah. Very much strange. This person said, let's take the whole cabinet on a field trip to the U.S. and see who comes back. Case closed. Well, I don't know if the U.S. wants that person just because they named in a document. Doesn't mean they're wanted, does it? I don't know. This person says, our people are very silly and gullible people. They voted the same set. Okay, we're not using certain words around here. Y'all just keep laughing and keying like this a joke, but did everything in your power on social media to destroy COI, who was exposing corruption. You all know the culprit. Also, how come no one is talking about how... Huh? Marvin Dame's business partner pleaded guilty to drug trafficking, and airport police inspector was charged for drugs stemming from 2021 under the F&M. Mom was the word. And Marvin Dames was still able to run. But once it's the PLP, we get all up in arms. No, y'all need to stop that. We up in arms about everybody. Although the name was redacted, they made a reference as same as Politician 1, deriving from the New York indictment. This is obviously going to evolve to a RICO case. The PM knows who that politician is, and for him not to address this is only proof that the truth would be so damaging. They preferred to let it come out internationally instead. We are in big trouble. Well, that's not necessarily true. PLPs will talk about everything except the indictment. Fred says PLPs don't want no FOIA. Blind Blake can see what is going on. These people, okay. PLPs are not checking for what the masses of Bahamians think and believe about them. We are simply wasting time talking. Actions need and should be taken. Sure. This person says, we know the Marine is telling facts. Past is prologue. We know the immigration... Okay. I gotta read these quick, and I can't go through trying to figure out if you're all trying to get us sued or not. Good morning to you both. I'm trying to figure out if by stating politician one means that there are more than one politician involved in the incident. I don't know. Does Dwayne Sands want the Commission of Inquiry to take up the matter that involved a named Bahamian politician whose boat and business partner were charged with drug trafficking by the USA about 2 months ago? Yeah, why not? If that comes up, then it comes up. When you have the... Okay. I don't know what that's talking about. Good morning, Chester. Our Prime Minister and government do not need to make any statements on this drug matter, and they won't. The Bahamian people just made that very clear with its own loudest of statements in the recent G elections. That said, another 5 years of this party's mum's the word government is what we want and desire. In fact, 10 consecutive years of it is just fine with us. Not from where I sit. Just the opposition needs to appeal the American embassy to have the name of the politician revealed. We do not want him in our parliament. This person says, not the field trip. Good day. If the Bahamas is placed back on the blacklist, it will cause serious problems for the Bahamas. For example, increased international borrowing costs because we will be seen as more risky, putting at risk our correspondent banking relationships. Yes, that's always at risk. Good morning, and please play I Need $1. $1 is what I need for this government. Okay. I think I went through most of the text messages there. The bottom line, and I think what everybody's saying is that they want to know. They want to hear from the government. They want to know what the government knows. They want to know what the government is trying to know, what questions they're asking, who they're asking. Right?
Right.
I mean, like we said earlier, if listen to the people, like people are saying that they want this information, they want freedom of information, they want the prime minister to speak out on this. Listen to what the people are saying, and then take action, take appropriate action from that standpoint. How difficult can that be?
It seems to sometimes be very difficult.
Now, before we move on, Chester, I have to say that I think that there are some brilliant people who have been appointed to the Senate. And if they are given the opportunity to truly work and make an impact, we may see some differences. Yes, we have a Gussie May cabinet. I do believe, though, that some of those appointments are people that can truly make a difference if they are allowed to operate without interference or influence or, directives not to touch this one or not to bother that one or whatever. So he said he wanted to surround himself with the best, that these are people that have worked with him, they've proven himself. And when I say he, I'm talking about the prime minister. So if that is the case, these people should be allowed to work. And whether their decisions are PLP or not, it should be about what's good for that ministry, what's good for this particular industry, and not just looking at the party itself. So let people work.
That's right. Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break and get with our guests. We're talking about metrology. What is that? We'll find out in just a second.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
We heard you. Due to the request for more time, the Tourism Development Corporation is extending the Student Innovation Pitch Competition. Final application deadline, May 23rd. Competition day, now June 6th at Bahama Convention Center. If your age is 10 to 18 with a business idea, invention, or vision for the Bahamas, this is your moment. Green economy, blue economy, orange economy, up to $50,000 in grants up for grabs. Out Island youth, we need you in on this too. The Tourism Development Corporation wants to support you and our future.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us, because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
And we are back here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robarts along with Tukwesa Dean. And we are switching gears. We are talking about World Metrology Day, which is tomorrow. And we have with us some of the good people from the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality. I will let them introduce themselves. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bahamas. I am Mr. Brendan Johnson. I'm a metrologist at the Bureau of Standards.
Good morning. My name is Brunel Jacques. I'm a legal metrology inspector at the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality.
Legal metrology. Okay, we're going to get to some of that.
Good morning to you both.
We're going to get to some of that. So, World Metrology Day. People are going to hear that word and they have no idea what metrology is. So go ahead, just give us an overview of what metrology actually is.
Well, metrology is the science of measurements, and it's actually broken up into two different types of metrology that we do here in the Bahamas. We do industrial metrology and legal metrology. Inside of industrial metrology, that same science of measurement is applied to manufacturing processes, and you get services such as like calibrations. Inside of legal metrology, that measurement science is now applied to regulatory practices. So you get services like our fuel dispenser verifications, our scale verifications, ensuring fair trade throughout the market.
Right. So legal metrology is kind of different from
industrial
yes.
metrology.
Okay. And you do legal metrology.
I do legal metrology, yes.
Right. So it's not what we're thinking. It ain't got nothing to do with measuring legal
No,
documents.
no, absolutely not. No. So legal metrology really only has that name because we create legal documents. Yes.
Oh, okay. So you use the information that you get
Correct.
to create. Okay. And how'd you get into legal metrology?
Honestly, it was just a day somebody told me to apply for the job. I applied for the job. I did not know about the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality before I started working there, but I am happy to know about it now.
Good. How did you get into it? Did you study metrology? Or how did that even start?
So I actually have a degree in chemistry.
Chemistry,
Yes. Metrology is, I wouldn't say it's surface level at all. There's so much more to learn about it. But in legal metrology, we do more just making sure that the measurements themselves are accurate and correct. So any science degree, any course of learning where you're actually using the scientific method will help you in metrology.
Oh, okay. Excellent. And so tell us about some of the things that you both do over at BBSQ. I know you kind of gave an overview of what it is so people can kind of start to think.
We start with some major breaking news at 5.
To think about, I know what that was, start to think about the things that need to be undertaken in metrology here. But what are some of the things that you do with metrology here?
So inside of legal metrology, we do our fuel dispenser verifications, as well as we do our commercial scale verifications. So we go out to all of the gas stations within New Providence and all of the Family Islands and ensure that their fuel dispensers are dispensing accurately.
Right.
So that means for every 5 gallons that's coming out, you're getting 5 gallons, of course, within a certain tolerance.
Right.
Same thing goes for commercial scales. We ensure that for every, let's say, pound of grapes that you put on that scale, you're getting a pound of grapes accurately.
Right.
This ensures that there's fair trade for the businesses as well as the consumers. You're getting what you paid for.
Right. And this needs to be done because what? Because sometimes these things get out of skew.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do our scale verifications every year, and we do our fuel pump verifications every 6 months based on international standards.
Oh, okay. So it needs to be done that often.
Yes.
Do you find when you go back that they are out of whack a little?
Only sometimes.
Oh, okay.
It depends.
Yeah. Okay. And what causes it? Just mechanical function?
Correct. Yeah. Any mechanical device can go out of whack over time. It just depends. Sometimes it may fall. Sometimes heat may play a factor. It all just has to do with environmental factors, human errors that cause these machines to go out of whack.
Right. Nothing, no human tampering kind of stuff going on there.
No, we've never seen that, I don't think.
Well, an interesting thing is that once we go out and we verify these devices, we actually put a factory seal back on, a BBSQ factory seal. So you can't tamper with that device until we come back next year. And if you do tamper with it, we'll know.
Interesting. Okay. Very good. So you're protecting the public from any
funny business.
Yeah. Which is important, I'm sure, for people who buy gas. I don't buy gas.
Are there any other
I love that for you.
Are there any other industries your profession crosses outside of fuel?
Yes. So metrology actually crosses into all different industries. And we're here at the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality trying to expand our services into all of those industries, such as like blood pressure meter verifications inside of the health sector industry, commercial scale calibrations now inside of the manufacturing processes industries. So that way all of our food exporters, all of our engineering companies can now meet the requirements for exports. We also would be going into areas such as even electricity meter verifications.
Really?
So ensuring that your electricity meters are accurately reading. So metrology crosses into a vast expanse of space.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. So blood pressure verification, this is something that's new.
Correct.
And is it that the companies come to you for this, or do they need to be certified by the BBSQ?
So this would actually fall under a legal metrology program.
Okay.
So this would be a mandatory service. We're looking to start it very soon. It hasn't started yet, but we are accurately getting all the equipment ready. Our legal metrology inspectors are going out for training. And then once they're all set, all the paperwork is done, it goes through all the approvals that are necessary. We'll start that service.
Yeah. Does that require, when you go out to these places, taking machines apart?
Sometimes it can, depending on the method that we use to test it. Because, blood pressure meters are based on pressure, of course.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to generate pressure and, have the machine read it. Sometimes we have to take the valves out and things like that. But yeah.
Interesting. I think I would like that job. I like to take things apart. I don't know if I could put them back together.
That's the important part. Yeah.
That's excellent. So for World Metrology Day, why is that important? What's that even about?
So this year for World Metrology Day, we're under the theme of measurements supporting policy building. And through those measurements that support policy building, we have seen so many different things, such as, for instance, inside of legal metrology, our services support consumer protection policies. Other services, such as calibrations, for example, for weather stations, would support environmental policies. Just creating a broad range of support and backing behind the policies that are being made. And of course, government looks at the data that we create to inform them about these policy decisions that they're being made.
Right. And do you deal with weather machines currently?
Not currently.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, we might need that. So in terms of what you guys are going to do at BBSQ for World Metrology Day, what can people look forward to and maybe meet with you about?
So we're actually looking forward to going out to a couple of Rubis stations. They'll be posted, the exact stations will be posted on our social media and website. We look forward to engaging with the public, showing the public about the equipment that we use, letting them see how these verifications are being done and the services that are being rendered on a daily basis to the public. And just letting you know more about the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality so that you can be excited about the science of measurement.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of exciting. Go ahead, DeQuesta.
If people wanted to come, is there an invitation to join us at this particular station? Or if people just wanted to see what you do and have more of an appreciation for how your measurements work, is that something that you're doing today?
Yes. So through our social media pages, our marketing officer will be posting up the stations that we'll be at. And we'd love for you to follow us at Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality on Facebook and on Instagram. And just once you see where we're going to be for that day and the time that we're going to be there from around 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can come out and join us. Join us for 15 minutes or join us for the entire day if you'd like.
They get to play with the machines?
Not play with them, but we'll show you how they
Please
work.
don't play with them.
So, okay, good. But it'll just be on the 20th, tomorrow.
Correct.
Okay.
But we also have sensitizations that come up all the time. So
Okay.
just continue following us
Yeah.
and you can find out more about those as well.
Okay. So how big of a company do you need to be to need the services of the BBSQ and metrology? I mean, can you be just a small company that uses a little
Yeah, you don't
Amazon
need to be
scale?
big at all. You don't need to be big at all. We actually just had a gold store, where you go in, you pawn your gold.
Okay.
We just tested their scales. Their scales are like 1 pound. And we actually were testing those to make sure that they're weighing accurately. So we go to the mom and pop stores, we go to the big chain stores, everywhere. So it really doesn't depend on the size of the company,
Right.
just what you're using and making sure that we can check that it's accurate.
And again, this was something that you did because the store wanted it, or something that
We did it
you
'cause
had
it's
to do?
mandatory, yeah.
Mandatory. How do you find these companies?
Uh,
You just know they exist, and you go there and you knock on the door.
Yeah.
It's not like FBI open up, right?
No.
So we go around and do
Is
market
there a
surveillance.
There is a charge that is associated with the testing. Mhm.
Okay.
And you can find that fee schedule on our website.
Right.
But once we give you our service notification, it will include all of the details on it.
Right. So how do you approach a business that didn't know that you guys were coming, or didn't know they needed you? How does that work?
So as we do market surveillance, we try to go out to, of course, new stores. We take what was mentioned, a service notification letter that basically states who we are, what we do, why we're required to do it by law, and our fee schedule. We'll explain to them, as much as we can. Some people don't really like to hear that they have to do it.
Yeah.
Those people we try to work with as much as possible. But of course, once we let them know within a month, so 20 business days, we try to get back to them to actually do the testing.
Oh, okay. So you prepare them and say, hey, we come in.
Yes.
Correct.
Fix
So
the
when you
scale.
do the testing and you discover abnormal things, do you give them recommendations, and are they required to follow your recommendation, or what? Do you just do it and walk away?
That's a great question. So they actually receive a nonconformity document if they, for example, were rejected from that instrument. Inside of that nonconformity, they're giving 20 days from the date of that nonconformity to get that instrument corrected, in which a legal metrology inspector would then go back out and retest that instrument.
Okay, so you don't necessarily fiddle with the instruments. Sometimes they fix them themselves.
Not at the time of the verification, no, because we're too set. So industrial metrology are the folks that do the actual calibration.
Right.
Legal metrology, we just do verification to make sure that it's weighing accurately. Of course, there are third-party, companies that do calibration in the Bahamas, so they can always go with them if they'd like to.
Okay, interesting. But they could go with you as well.
They can go with us as well,
calibrations.
yes.
Okay, well, there you have it. So why else is this important for people to know? And obviously, it helps the consuming public. But what about the businesses themselves?
Ooh, that's a great question. So the businesses themselves, if you were to travel down to the Family Islands with us, you would have seen an interesting example.
I'd love to go.
But the businesses, sometimes they are wary at the start of the service. They don't want the service to, per se, happen because of the fee schedule. But once we do perform the service, they realize sometimes their machines are the ones that are off, and they're losing a lot of money. So we're able to give them the recommendation on how to correct that error that's happening. And they're always thankful at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's when people really start to appreciate us.
Yeah, I'm sure. When they realize they're losing money.
Correct.
What about customers? Like if somebody goes to a particular place and feel that the instruments are off, they're not getting what they paid for, whatever. What do they have a recourse through you? What can they do?
So this is what I love to tell people. Whenever you go to a food store and you're looking at a scale, you'll see a sticker on there. Whenever you go to a gas station, you'll see a sticker on there. If you see a blue sticker that says approved and it's from BBSQ, that measuring instrument is measuring correctly. If there's a yellow sticker that says rejected, stay away. Just don't go near it. It's not measuring properly. And then, of course, I also like telling people that I talk to as often as possible, if you see a scale and it doesn't have any sticker on it at all, you can ask the person to show you. I'm doubtful that they'll give you that much pushback. And if they do, you can always reach out to us. I don't know if they can reach out via social media.
Well, they could reach out via social media, email. They can just give us a general call. And if they even feel like an instrument is off, even if it has an approved sticker, we'd be happy to go out and retest it for them.
Okay. Are there any tips and tricks you can give the public to tell if something might be off? A food store scale, and maybe not a gas pump, but...
The greatest thing is, as Ms. Jocks mentioned, is that blue sticker. Once you see that blue sticker and it's within the time frame that we mentioned, so every year for a commercial scale or every 6 months for a gas station, it means that that instrument is measuring accurately. Now, if you feel like it's not measuring accurately, just let us know. We'd be happy to go out and retest it and ensure that that sticker is still up to standard.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if you're in the food store, I know the old-time scales got the little dial thing. Sometimes it's not at zero. Maybe you shouldn't use that, right?
So we actually encourage people to make the switch over to digital scales because they're a lot more accurate. But those scales we still do test, and a lot of times they actually still are accurate. So we can't really tell them just throw it out. But if you see it not at zero, that would also be a case. I would say give us a call because that's one of our requirements.
So yeah, maybe not.
I'll also mention a lot of those scales that you mentioned with the dial.
Yeah.
They're not legal for trade. So they're just to get an estimate about what the weight may be. When you finally get to the cash register at the front, those scales are legal for trade. And that's where you'll get your pricing from.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's good to know. Glad you guys came here to tell us about metrology and what's going on there. So obviously, somebody's asking, this doesn't spill over into like services, not really, right? This person's asking about banking and legal and insurance.
Oh, no.
I don't think y'all deal with anything with that, right?
No.
No, not at the moment.
Good. This person says, ask your guest if the car has, at all the different gas stations, do they have the same octane and quality?
So we don't actually deal with the quality of the
Right.
fuel itself.
Okay.
We're just dealing with the actual quantity of it.
Quantity, right.
Yes.
Okay. So no texter. They don't bother with
So sorry, I can't answer
whether
your
or
question.
not your gas got water in it. You got to find out the hard way. All right. So tell us again what you're doing for World Metrology Day and where people might be able to meet you and see you and ask questions.
So for World Metrology Day, we'll be at Rubis gas stations. We'll have them posted on our website, as well as our social media, which ones we'll be at and what times we'll be at these certain gas stations. We'd love for you to come out. We'd love for you to support us. We'd love for you to get more information about the measuring instruments that we do, the services that we provide. And just for you to meet and greet with us and tell us what we can do for you and how we can support you more inside of the public.
Yeah. And if there's a company that wants a service from BBSQ, how do they go about getting you there?
The same way. They can reach out to us via our phone number, which you can find anywhere online. You can reach out to us via social media. The same ways that anybody else could reach out to us. You can reach us by our email, which I think is info@bbsq.bs.
Or our phone number, 362-1748.
Excellent. Good stuff. So World Metrology Day is tomorrow. And you can be a part of it just by joining BBSQ at several different Rubis gas stations.
Yes.
You'll not just be at one.
Correct.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Thank you so much for being here and telling us about World Metrology Day.
Thank you for having
and
us.
happy World Metrology Day tomorrow.
And same
Thank
to
you.
And we're going to be right back with Morning Blend Business right after that. This is Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Have a great day.
I go to the well to get my water today. Get my wood from the bush to make my tea and eat my bread till I fill my belly. Then I get ready to go outside and play. Get my friends from next door to run with me to the store to get some salt beef and flour for mama to cook. We pick some limes from the tree and we pick some sapodilly. Then we make some switcher to drink to wash down the food.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with Duquesa Dean. And we've got a businessman in the house with us right now with a nice logo, Flamingo Bahamas.
Indeed.
I like it. So we got Demetrius Pinder in the studio with us, Duquesa. And
Hello, Demetrius. Hello, hello, hello.
He is going to tell us all about Flamingo Bahamas. Now, I have a bit of an idea what it is, since I wrote a story on it. But tell us. It's been around since 2025.
Correct.
And now it's across a few islands.
Yes.
So, but you started in Grand Bahama.
Yes, yes, yes.
So tell us all about it.
Yes, so, Flamingo Bahamas is a, free app that local Bahamians can download to connect us with customers who are looking for deals. And that can be from food items to, hair products to, anything, tours. Because, right now we at a tight time to where, everybody need or wants to save.
Right.
So Flamingo Bahamas is bringing that, to the forefront for our locals.
All right. So how does it actually work? Do people just post deals?
Yes. So the business, they will download the app, sign up on the platform, post their deals, and that would allow, once you're on the app as a customer, you will see the deals come directly to your phone. A notification as soon as it posts live time, you see it immediately, and that way you could that, hey, this business is running this deal today, I need to go check them out.
Okay.
And that's pretty much
So businesses can post specials, deals as they come up.
Yeah.
And do they? So how does it work on the actual app? Does each business have a back end for themselves?
Yes.
How does that work?
Yes. So every business have their own back end, like you say, and so the customer will come in. It is strictly through a QR code, so you could be able to keep track of everything that is going on. And you come in with your QR code, and we know it's you. Multiple people can come in saying, "Oh yeah, that's me." You
Right.
bring your ID and everything. That way, we able to identify that it's you who are on the app and signed up.
Right. And so as an app, is it that you get the deal online, you pay for it online? How does that work? Or you go to the store?
Yeah, you go to
eventually?
the store.
How's that?
Yeah. So once the business itself posts the deal, you have access to that. So multiple business on the app, you have access to all the deals that's on the app.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like having a giant coupon book.
Pretty much. Basically, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Being able to save on a daily basis.
Right.
Yep.
Excellent. And how did you even come up with this idea? Where did that come
So
from?
is not my idea per se. The owner is the CEO of Flamingo Bahamas, is LaQuay.
Right.
He's from Freeport. I'm just a spokesman, ambassador for the app. LaQuay saw me, he being an Olympic gold medalist. So he was like, man, we could work together and just talk about it. So I definitely agree and like what LaQuay is doing.
Yeah.
So I pretty much came to him like, I want to back this because this is what is needed right now, especially us being in a tight time to where saving is so important. So I definitely always wanted to, try to be behind something like that when it comes to our Bahamians.
Yeah. And when it launched, what was the kind of response in Grand Bahama?
Well, we tend to sit back on new things.
Yeah.
And it takes some time for Bahamians to understand, how much this can help in so much ways and how it could be very impactful for us, being able to save on a daily basis. We scared of new things. We understand that.
Yeah.
But in the long run, I do believe this app will be very beneficial for all Bahamians.
Yeah.
I think it's important to note too, Justin, that there are so many businesses already signed up on the platform.
Absolutely.
And there are businesses across 6 islands currently. So it's in Grand Bahama. There's also Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, New Providence, and
Bimini.
there's one more, and Bimini.
Yes.
So you have access to deals even if you aren't island hopping. So no matter where you are at the moment, you have access to 6 businesses across 6 islands, and that's really important. And every day there are new persons joining the app, obviously. And so that number is growing, and we're encouraging persons, if you are a business owner, to go out, download the app from either the website, flamingobahamas.com, or from your app provider on your cell phone. And once you sign up, you are able to post, like Demetria said, you're able to post your deals in real time and reach people who might not have otherwise, known you exist.
Right.
Yes.
And so how does it work? It's not a free app.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
free. It's free.
I mean, it's free to download.
It's free to download, and it's free to businesses.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you are a business owner, it is absolutely free. It's no cost to you. For consumers, it's a subscription-based model. So you have tiers right now, but it's as simple as $9.99. A month, right? And you can choose when if it's not something you want to do this month, that's fine. But you can always reactivate your subscription.
Oh, that's
Professor, who is that?
You know the voice?
Hi, DeCassa.
Very, very familiar.
That's raps.
Oh, Jesus.
That's rapping up.
Hi, DeCassa. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
That's good. I'm well.
Okay. So the subscription is $9.99 per month.
Yes.
And you can pause it at any time and restart it.
Yes, so you can if you want to test it out, you can actually do a $4.99 day-long subscription just to see what it's like, so you can see which businesses are available to you, which ones you would want to get access to, who's there, what types of businesses, and you can test it out even if you do it for a day.
But you know what's crazy? The kicker is that these businesses get this platform for free, and we advertise for you for free. We put your business out there, let the whole world see, not just in the Bahamas, but we also connect with the chambers as well. Tourism.
Yeah.
So once you travel to the Bahamas, they have access and able to download this app and be on this app. So imagine a business in the Bahamas. You don't have to go looking for a tourist or looking. They come to you.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's free of charge for the business, and fully support all business and pushing their business out there.
Right. And go ahead.
I was going to say we're very excited to be partnered with the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, obviously. We're very excited to be backed by the TDC and very excited to be partnered with SBDC because we are actually in the process of planning for an event this week. It's a networking and launch app launch that's taking place at the SBDC Hall on Gladstone Road on Thursday, which is the 21st at 6 p.m. And, you can RSVP with the chamber, obviously, if you're interested in coming. But it's about partnership. That's really what, and we're very happy at the level of support that Flamingo Bahamas has received so far from all the entities involved.
Excellent.
Yes.
And so, people are going to be like, well, I go on Mama's Market or whatever, Facebook to find all my deals. How's this different?
I think what makes it different, honestly, is that even though you can go and sift through, say, a Mama's Marketplace, these deals come to you. It's in your phone all the time. You may not necessarily even be looking for something specific, but as a shopper, as someone who likes to spend money, apparently, it always helps when someone says, "Oh, I have this for sale." I'm like, you know what? I actually needed one of those. Let me go. It's not something that you have to sift through. The deals actually come to you on a daily basis very consistently, and so it's a lot more convenient.
Can I get a little bit of clarity there, like with the deals? Do you send out notifications within the app that there's a deal? Do you send an email to people to say, hey, this is happening now in the app? Like how do you get notice?
So they get real-time notifications if you are a subscriber of the app. So if you're a customer, you're subscribed to the app. If a deal is posted, you get notifications that says, hey, by the way, such and such has posted a deal. This is what the deal is. And then, like Demetrius mentioned, then you go to the location and you take advantage of whatever that deal is. You know what I mean?
But also, too, what makes it different, the deals you could surf through on Facebook and, see it online or everything. A lot of these businesses posting deals that are specifically for Flamingo Bahamas customers. Yeah, so you can't go in store and like, hey, I see y'all had a deal.
Right.
It's not for you. It's for Flamingo Bahamas. You see? So that's what makes it a lot different too as well.
I got you. And are you able to, let's say you looking for something specific, are you able to go to the app and search maybe like a keyword or something to see if there is a deal available for something?
So if you're looking for a specific item from a specific business, you can go, you can search that business and see what deals they have posted online. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got different categories as well. So if you're saying you're looking for a mechanic hall, you got, different categories you could go through and sniff through and say foods or, so you see all the restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah. And there's a really wide variety of businesses that are currently on the app. You have hair salons, you have restaurants, you have tour operators.
Yes.
So it's not that it's only one type of business or one type of deal you have access to. And that's what we're trying to encourage. We're encouraging even more businesses to sign up so the app continues to have that level of variety for people looking for, anything.
So for people who not sure if this app is for them, if they're a business owner, almost any business,
yes. That and looking for that exposure, and it's being done for you for free.
Right.
So you know what I mean, and especially like consumers, and I was seeing that if you spend money on a daily, let's say super value, and being able to have super value on Flamingo Bahamas, the benefits of going in there every time and knowing you can get a percentage off of every time you shop. And food stores is expensive right now. So try to find ways as much as possible to help Bahamians, to be able to save money as much as possible.
Yeah. And so tell us a bit about the connection with the Chamber of Commerce and what's going on there.
So the partnership between the Chamber of Commerce, we reached out to them. Flamingo Bahamas is a member. And so one of the things that we have found is that they've been actually very supportive. The team, Dr. Leo and his team have been extremely supportive. They have sort of helped us walk through and navigate some of the things that are happening on this side, because obviously this was launched on Grand Bahama.
Yeah. Yes.
The owner is Grand Bahamian, and so the team is Grand Bahama based. And so when the conversations about growth and expansion, came up, it just felt like a natural fit for us to, engage the chamber. And so far, that relationship has proven to be very, very valuable. Obviously, precedence is being given to members of the chamber, because what we want to do is really let the public know that this is legitimate. Right. It is not just a fly-by-night app. It is not something, it's not a scam, because in 2026, that is possible. So it is backed by, some of the country's major economic players, and we're very proud of that.
Yeah. And what kind of response are you getting from the Family Islands? So we got Exuma, Abaco, Eleuthera, Bimini, something they're farding valuable?
I think, like Demetrius mentioned, it takes a while. Because on the Family Islands, things are still a little slower. People are slower to adopt more tech-savvy ways of doing business. But I think already there's been so much interest. People want to know, okay, so how does this work? People want, and that's why we're here. We're sort of spreading the word. We're getting the message out, because people do want to find new ways to take their business to the next level. And this is a free way for businesses to do that. It's also a great way to support other businesses, because like Demetrius mentioned, this is also an opportunity for you to advertise. You know what I mean? And if you are a member of the app, you can see who else is on there, and you can find partners. You can possibly do collaboration deals. And there are all sorts of opportunities that are available to businesses who are thinking about how to improve the way they do businesses, the way they appear to their customers, and who they can actually reach.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Is Bahamas Air on there? Because I can need them to be on there.
You know what? Maybe this is the time we put out the call. Bahamas Air, are you interested? You should be on Flamingo Bahamas.
I can need Bahamas Air deals. The way flights been going right now.
Listen.
Definitely. So, but again, I mean, it's for every business.
Yes.
Really.
It really is. And as we continue to grow, and as the chamber and the TDC and everybody continues to support and get involved, I think you will see, hopefully, I'm speaking it into existence right now with you, Jester. Right? You see what I'm saying? So we're going to speak that into existence, that we're going to have, these major and very recognizable brands on the app, because I think that also lends to the legitimacy of it. There are so many small businesses, obviously, who have already seen the value in the app and who
Yeah.
already signed up. But we also want to target the medium-sized businesses and the larger companies as well, because, even though you might be a well-established business, everyone likes a deal.
Yeah.
So if Super Value is on the app and I say, I need bananas today, and Super Value posted a deal, I'm going to get the Super Value bananas.
Yeah.
Yes.
If something is in Kelly's and they post a deal in the app and I see it, I'm going to Kelly's to get the deal. That is just what it is.
Yes.
What about international companies? People purchase as well. We want to support Bahamian. If for some reason there's a product not available in the Bahamas, are there international businesses you may be adding to this platform in the future?
That is a conversation that I think will be had as we continue to grow and expand.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the focus has been, not just advertising to Bahamians to get them on the app, but also to tourists, because people coming into the island, they don't know what exists here. They don't know where to go for the best deals. They don't know. And so access to the Flamingo Bahamas app, and that's why the partnership with the TDC is so important. You know what I mean? People may not know that, there's a specific tour company offering a specific deal on this day. But if they're using the app, that is definitely something. So, we're talking regional domination and eventually world domination too. I guess so.
World domination. That's
World
what I'm
domination.
talking about. So are tourists finding the app? Are they using it now?
I think we do have some of that on a smaller scale at the moment.
Yes.
But I believe that as the awareness of the app continues to grow, we do have, like I said, the support of the TDC, who has been really instrumental in helping push the app. And so, we hope that number goes up for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, like you said, it's a good way to attract tourists to your business.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can just... You can pop a deal anytime,
exactly.
right?
Anytime.
I mean, anytime, right?
Anytime.
Yeah.
It does not matter what time of day it is. As long as you are a business on the app, you go into your back end, you post your deal, and the app users, the subscribers, get it in real time.
So, and then one of the ways, so I'm going to use an example for Save More in Freeport, Grand Bahama. So Save More, they post a deal for the whole shop. So you could go and Save More, pick up anything, and everything is 10% off and Save More. So it don't have to be just one item. Save More put their whole shop on Flamingo Bahamas as a deal.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything in there you can grab and get the
again,
10% discount. Yeah.
Like you mentioned, that's for Flamingo Bahamas
users. Yep. Yep.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
We think so too, Jessica.
I mean, especially in this time where the cost of everything is increasing.
Cost of living is ridiculous at this particular point in time. I tell people that if there is a deal to be had, I don't care if it's $1 off. Give me the $1 off.
Yes.
And I know, especially for families who are trying to make every dollar stretch, this type of thing is absolutely what we need. And for tourists it applies too, because a lot of times we know that people spend all of the money to get to the location, right? So they don't want to come to the destination and then end up spending
still spending
money that they may not necessarily have. So giving visitors access to deals like this is also really important to us.
Travel on a budget.
Travel on a budget.
So are you seeing the user size grow over time?
Yes. So right now, the all of the efforts have been focused on getting businesses involved, so that by the time and it's not that the consumer side isn't rolled out, but by the time we get to the level of awareness that we want there to be such a large variety of businesses, deals being posted daily, things like that, so that the customers actually can use and benefit from what's on the app.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what's next? The next big thing for Flamingo Bahamas we should look out for? I know you said you have an event coming up.
So we do have an event, like I said, on the 21st of this month. That's this week, Thursday, actually, at the Gladstone Road Hall, SBDC. And so if you're interested, if you're a business owner who's interested, you can download the app from flamingobahamas.com or from your app provider. And obviously, right now, what we're trying to do is get Bahamians involved. This is
Right.
really about supporting other Bahamian businesses.
Correct.
As a Bahamian business.
Yeah, right.
I think the only way that we do well is if we stick together.
Yeah.
You know, you can do more as a block than you can do as one single stone.
Right.
You know, so that has really been the effort so far. And like I said, regional domination and then world domination, Chester. That is the goal.
Yes.
So regional,
and worlds. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna put it out there. We're manifesting right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I can see a lot of businesses who could use this, and even like people doing part-time stuff, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
If this is your side hustle, that could
Why
work
not?
too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whenever you need to get rid of some of that product you got
Hey, you know,
sitting in your house.
We in an age right now where social media is taking over.
Mm-hmm.
So to have Flamingo Bahamas on your side as a partner for a business and being able to post these deals online for you, helping you again for free. You know, why wouldn't you take advantage of that
Marketing is expensive, guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
any opportunity that you get to have your business front and center,
Oh, yeah.
I
come
say
on,
take
man.
it.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, for free.
For free. So we want to encourage everybody to visit the site. It's www.flamingobahamas.com. And if you have questions, if you're interested, if you want to talk to a person, you can also reach out at 816-2444. And you know, get all the information you need. It's not, I'm not here to say do it now blindly. You know,
Yeah.
Go check
avail
it out.
yourself of the information.
Yeah.
If you wanted to test the app, like I said, a subscription for one day is just $4.99.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's less than what you can get at KFC right now. I mean, you know, and you have
Do they have a
access.
deal?
You know what? We're gonna call them out too. So we've already called out Bahamas at KFC. Get on board.
get on
We need
please.
them deals coming around.
We need them deals. You know what I mean? So
Oh, man.
it's just $4.99 for the day. You can test it out. Decide based on what you see whether or not you think this is something that your business could benefit from.
Yeah.
Reach out, get the information, and you know, let's do business.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Let's just quickly talk about what it's not, right? It's not, you don't buy items from Flamingo Bahamas on
No.
the site. It's
No,
not
no.
a payment portal for...
No, it's not.
Yeah.
With the
It's not-
Bluetooth connection.
Exactly. We are the plug. We are the connect. You know,
Yeah.
we are putting you in touch with the
Right.
companies that have the deals, but
Yes.
it is not. That's
not
not.
us.
We're not the
Yeah,
portal.
yeah.
No.
Right. Absolutely.
You send
So,
them
like,
to
do
the...
you give like a coupon that they could take into the store? Do they?
Yeah.
come
So
out with
once
that
you
advice,
once you see the deal online, there's a redeem button, and then you hit the redeem button and you go from that point. So
Get
yes.
your QR code.
Yeah.
You just go right in store with it on your phone. You don't need no piece of paper. Nothing. Everything is technically-
digital.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you got a QR code, and what if the store says, hey, you Flamingo, you come from Flamingo?
Yeah.
So you go there, you
Yeah.
show that, yes. And that is one of the things that, you know, when people sign up, there are some things that we're trying to get our businesses to understand. Once you have posted the deal, anticipate that someone is coming in there. And so, you know, obviously your team has to be aware so
Yes.
that there are no hangups and no hiccups
Right.
when the customers actually come to redeem.
Right.
So that's going to be very important. You know, if this is something that you integrate into your business model, then you have to make sure that on your end, the persons in store are aware, they know how to use it. And it's a very simple process, like you said. Once you redeem the deal, you get a QR code, the person brings it in, you scan and you go.
Yeah.
So the future is going to be a special Flamingo Bahamas line in the store that you could join
You know,
to check out a little Flamingo Bahamas lounge in your store. So welcome, Flamingo Bahamas people.
Yeah.
You know, anything is
idea.
possible. Anything is possible, Jester.
The VIP experience.
Exactly.
Yes,
You get
yes.
VIP Flamingo Bahamas treatment. Why not?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just give me one share when y'all put that in there.
When it goes public.
live. Yeah, that's right. Good stuff. So again, tell us one more time how people can get involved in Flamingo Bahamas and what they have to do.
Okay, so the website is www.flamingobahamas.com. The phone number is 816-2444. You can give us a call. You can talk to someone who will walk you through the process, explain everything. And you can also download the app directly from your App Store or your Play Store on your phone and go from there.
And one more thing, I just got word from the head. saying we are in discussion right now with Bahamas Air. So
Oh, come on.
Oh,
that's
see,
coming.
See,
Yeah.
Chester? you see how quick the Lord moves?
Yes.
He does.
Real
And
quick.
you see how everybody just need a little something from Bahamas Air.
Man,
That's
everything
it.
else.
It's tough right now.
We need a little something from everybody.
Everyone,
Just a little something.
everyone.
That's
You know?
right.
Yes, yes.
It's true.
Yeah, so
Good stuff,
that's
well.
in the works. That's
Yeah.
in the
Good,
works. Yeah.
good. Well, best of luck with that.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to the Bahamas Air deal and KFC deal.
That's the only places you go to.
Chester's
man.
but he making sure his belly full and his plane ticket is cheap. That's all he cares about.
Exactly. You know, it's the airline fuel right now that's doing it
It's-
for me.
yeah, well.
Yeah. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you being here, Robin. Great to see you
Same here.
always. And again, hopefully we'll have you back again to hear about what else is going on.
I'm going to formally invite you to our
Flamingo.
event as a member of the press. So you could come, you could talk to the people, you could actually meet LaQuay and the Flamingo Bahamas team, and get some exclusive information for you.
I like exclusive. Excellent. We will take a break, and Morning Blend Business will continue on the other side.
Aunt Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
If you're done with gas prices burning a hole through your wallet, stop paying the price and start driving the solution. A BYD EV from Easy Car Sales comes with an 80% drop in your fuel costs. So wave goodbye to gas lines and charge while you sleep. For 8 years, drivers like you have been breaking up with the pump and waking up to freedom. It's more than a car. It's a new way to be. It's a BYD from the one and only authorized dealer in the Bahamas. Visit easy242.com to learn more.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It's time for your morning business report here on Guardian Radio 96.9. The Organization for Responsible Governance told Guardian Business yesterday that in order for the large cabinet to work effectively, there must be a high level of coordination, communication, and policy alignment. Following the May 12, 2026 general election, Prime Minister Philip Davis appointed one of the largest cabinets in the nation's history, consisting of 21 cabinet ministers and 7 state ministers. Matt Aubrey, executive director of ORG, said about the historic 29-member cabinet, quote, with a cabinet that extensive and only a small amount of backbenchers, you're going to see that a lot of policy discussions and decision making will happen internally, behind closed doors and through party processes. And so it's going to be essential that we start to offset start to forge more direct two-way relationships between the members of parliament and the constituents, because citizens are going to need a more meaningful opportunity to engage, to ask questions, and give feedback for the kind of participation that we need to see between the elections. And the government has launched a new initiative offering free energy audits to micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises valued at approximately $2,500 free of charge in a bid to reduce electricity costs, improve operational efficiency, and strengthen business sustainability across key sectors of the economy, a statement from the Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit revealed. The statement explained that the program, which is being funded through the Green Climate Fund, will initially target businesses in Abaco, Eleuthera, and New Providence, operating in the commercial, manufacturing, industrial, hospitality, and agribusiness sectors. Each participating business will receive a comprehensive energy audit. And for the first time, peer-reviewed science has determined the extent to which the Bahamas' most commercially important seafood species have been overfished, with yellowfin grouper emerging as the country's most depleted major fish stock, and Nassau grouper also classified as grossly overfished, according to a new study released by the Perry Institute for Marine Science. The study, which reconstructed 73 years of catch data from 1950 to 2022, found that 11 of the 12 species assessed are overfished to some degree, confirming long-standing concerns raised by fishers and marine scientists about the sustainability of Bahamian fisheries. PIMS released a statement yesterday on the study, which found that yellowfin grouper is at just 40% of the biomass that would support a sustainable harvest, the worst off species in the paper, and Nassau grouper, meanwhile, sits at 49%. And bottled water company Aquapure will absorb rising freight and packaging costs in order to keep the price of drinking water stable during the upcoming summer months. Christian Knowles, Aquapure's chief of operations, told Guardian Business yesterday, quote, as we always do, we ramp up into the summer season. We don't expect to have any problems, but we know that sometimes things arise, and we try to insulate our operations so that those things, when they do arise, they don't have as much of an impact. We build in redundancies, and we have plans if things happen. We expect to go into the summer with a lot of force and a lot of excitement. Overseas, in Paris, police deployed tear gas. In Milan, Italy, a fistfight erupted. In London, Singapore, and New York, all-night queues snaked from the doors of Swatch stores, the latest examples of status symbol drop culture to flash across the globe when status symbols and resale value collide. The company at the center of it all, Swatch, no stranger to over-the-top retail outbreaks, said it was time to chill. The Swiss watchmaker said Monday that there's no shortage of its Royal Pop pocket watch, a collaboration with Audemars Piguet's luxury timepieces, all for a bioceramic timekeeper that retails for around $400, but perhaps more to the point, resells for thousands of dollars. By Monday, the candy-colored flex objects proliferated on eBay, with one boasting in-hand Swatch X app Royal Pop for 3,055 British pounds, or best offer. It was the latest eruption in a generation-long trail of consumerist frenzy, both online and in the physical world, that has touched companies from Nike to Walmart to Apple as human beings race, sometimes frantically, to keep pace with buying trends and the potential for resale. And technology stocks are giving back some more of their meteoric rises and are pulling the U.S. stock market a bit further from its all-time highs. The S&P 500 fell 0.4% in early trading Tuesday and was on track for a third dip after setting its latest record. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 250 points and the Nasdaq Composite fell 0.6%. That followed mixed moves for stock markets abroad, while crude oil prices eased in their latest yo-yo move. Tech stocks are slowing following huge runs made because of excitement around artificial intelligence technology. Treasury yields rose in the bond market. Wall Street leaned toward losses early Tuesday, and oil prices remained above $100 per barrel as uncertainty about a resolution in the Iran war continues to be the biggest drag on markets. And the Trump administration announced Monday the creation of a nearly $1.8 billion fund to compensate allies of the Republican president who believe they have been unjustly investigated and prosecuted, an arrangement that Democrats and government watchdogs derided as corrupt and unconstitutional. The, quote, anti-weaponization fund of $1.776 billion is part of a settlement that resolves President Donald Trump's lawsuit against the Internal Revenue Service over the leak of his tax returns. It will allow people who believe they were targeted for prosecution for political purposes, including by the Biden administration Justice Department, to apply for payouts, creating what Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche called a lawful process for victims of lawfare and weaponization to be heard and seek redress. That's your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And welcome back to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Chester Robots along with Duquesa Dean. And guess we can get back to some of those text messages from early on the show. I think we read most of them. Somebody's asking, who is the number one politician in the Bahamas? What does that mean?
Like top position or most influential?
I don't know what they mean.
Like what? Yeah, what would what are your what are your like categories of what would make that person the number one?
I don't know.
I mean the text, so maybe they could clarify.
Oh yeah, maybe they clarify for real. This person says, good morning, Chester. A win is a win. At the end of the day, Bahamians voted to elect the PLP. What happened to the other parties? Why weren't they able to garner the support needed to oust the PLP if they weren't the better choice? Better choice?
Lord.
Better choice.
That's so sad. A win is a win, technically. But when you look at all of the other parameters on that, sometimes you just got to take the win for what it is
Yeah.
and use that information to improve, you know?
That's right. This text message here. Good morning, Blend. I am concerned about Grammy Boy. Is he all right? I'm not hearing his voice on the radio. Are you out there, Grammy Boy? Are you okay? Yeah, I haven't heard his voice in a while either. This text message. Awesome day, Chester, Duquesa, and Bahamas. Hope all is well with you and yours. Opposition Leader Honorable Pintard's critique of the Gussie May cabinet regarding silencing backbenchers completely misses the mark. He seems to forget that backbenchers belong to the governing party and traditionally follow the party whip. They are not the official opposition. The Honorable Pintard needs to study the PLP from 2017 to 2021. With only 3 opposition MPs, they prove that numbers don't matter when you have prepared, focused debates, transparency, and timely strategic execution. Accountability is the job of the 8 active opposition MPs in the House, the 4 opposition senators, and the Bahamian people. Come on, Honorable Pintard, get it together, please. Otherwise, governance in this country and the Bahamas by extension is in gross trouble.
But don't take away the responsibility for accountability from the governing party.
That's right.
Let's not do that. Like every the opposition, those who want to get in, the Bahamian people, but also the government has a responsibility to be accountable. So let's not take that away.
That's right. You can't hold on to again this party line so tightly that you just allow things to slide by. Things that are wrong. Things that shouldn't be. You know, if you oppose those things, you should stand up and say so. You should quit. You should resign your seat.
And I mean, opposing also should not result in you being terminated or removed, or like you
It
should be
shouldn't.
able to, yeah, you should still be able to, and then the will of the majority walk out of the room with a decision. But it shouldn't silence you. You shouldn't be afraid to speak up. You shouldn't be afraid to share, you know. Otherwise,
And
you're just a patsy.
right. And then, but what does it say about the party that you were a part of if they do that to you for speaking up against things that they think are wrong? You know? So
I
you have to
agree.
do it. You can't just sit quietly talking about the whip. You can't toe the party line and just watch the country go to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
You know, nobody who's elected to government and just because they're a party should be subject to that. If it's wrong, you say it's wrong. And you say it publicly. And if they get rid of you or you have to get rid of yourself, do that.
Yeah. Because why would you want to be aligned with an organization that
Precisely.
worships you?
Precisely.
Whether that's the opposition or any of the opposition opposing parties, because you have the official opposition, or the government. Like, no, walk away.
That some people just hang around a little too long when they know things are not right. And they don't say anything. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? The callers they call here just hung up on these parties. You know, in these parties' back pockets, talking the most nonsense.
Yeah.
And they have no shame about it. They don't care about it. They just every day come and talk the nonsense.
I
And
mean, I
both
think
parties. I'm not talking about one party. I'm talking about all the
agree,
parties, even the COI.
agree. And everyone is about the, personal gain. Like that's a very broad and general statement. Um, but you can't just look at it to see how your party is benefiting or how an individual is benefiting, because the purpose of you being there is for the country to benefit. That's the part I think that really irks me, that cronies are rewarded regardless of what side of the coin that they're playing. If you're on one team, when your team is in, these people get to become billionaires. They get these massive contracts. You get this, you get that. And when that party is ousted, you get thrown down.
you can't even make money in this town. You run the risk of losing everything that you have. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And but people have not said loud and clear that enough is enough. As a matter of fact, people are largely silent on those kinds of matters in this country.
They don't want
So
to be blacklisted. They don't want to they don't want to, they don't want to be caught up in the backlash
yeah,
of what's gonna happen if they stand up. Like you have to have some serious courage. And I've seen some people do it, like, I've seen in different parties where elected MPs stood up against the parties and ended up becoming independent and
mm-hmm.
all this other stuff. But I mean, you should be able to say, hey, catch yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I can't read that text message that just came in. Y'all people really be texting things that we can't read. Anyway, we'll see what happens. The opening of Parliament is supposed to be tomorrow. Hopefully, like someone said, we'll hear from the Prime Minister today, the government today, about some of these allegations. I don't want to say anything negative. I just hope they do the right thing. That's all I can say. I hope they do the right thing. I hope they this time spend the requisite time on apprising the Bahamian people about what steps they are taking to investigate whatever allegations we find in these indictments, and to make changes.
Exactly. They should put a mirror up and look within themselves, all of the parties, every single one, to look within themselves and truly have an idea of what's happening, like, and fix it.
Yeah, yeah. It's no wonder there's widespread voter apathy. When you just come out of a general election and then these kinds of headlines are in the papers, people go see. You see, it's
Yep.
much of the same again.
That's why I vote. I mean, it didn't make no sense. Nothing much could change.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
People still struggling, trying to make ends meet for themselves, and watching these people with these contracts and live these prospered lives and
Mm-hmm.
flying here, there, everywhere on your dime
Yeah,
because you paying taxes. Like, how does that make you feel as a citizen of your country?
yeah. Enriching themselves off the public purse, and not just getting contracts. These contracts are
Hmm.
grossly overblown.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
for some of the structures that are being built, and especially construction contracts, for some of the structures that are being built, for the amount of money they're being built, some of the ritziest homes in some of the ritziest neighborhoods don't cost that. But yet we sit here and we're like, oh, 30 million for this building. I'm sorry, what? It don't even have furniture yet. We got to stop taking it. We gotta stop allowing it to happen. We have to speak out against it. Election is supposed to be the time to speak out against it, but people didn't come to speak. Or maybe they did. Some of them did. That whole COI movement, quote unquote, against corrupt governments and corruption and governments that are not are not dealing with the immigration situation as they should. Some of that spoke. It spoke loudly, but I mean, what is the result? Here we are. This text message coming in. Good morning, Chester. To the concerned listener about Grammy Boy, he's in the U.S. seeking treatment for dialysis and his eyes. He informed the listeners about his displeasure at PMH. He's a U.S. citizen as well, so let's keep him in our prayers. Really missed. Yes, absolutely. Grammy Boy, we're praying for you. We hope all goes well as you seek your treatment, unfortunately, in the U.S. But fortunately, you can do that. Again, the state of healthcare in the country is no joke. And it needs to be improved.
Lord of mercy. I don't even want to open that kettle of worms, honestly.
No, I'm sure it will be open at some point. But yeah, we're praying for you.
We wish him a speedy recovery
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Best wishes.
Thank you, text messenger, for that update. We appreciate that. DeQuesta, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Chester.
That's our show. That's our show for the day. Let's continue to be good to each other. Let's continue to love each other. God bless everyone. On the Clock with Aaron Green is up next. And I'll see you tomorrow.